It's the most powerful show on television. High drama with intense energy. A show dedicated to a few brave souls who risk their lives for the sake of their craft. Its in-depth reporting goes to the core and unlocks the mysteries behind today's raciest sport. Motorsports. Catch it when you can.
The Speed Station welcomes you to Watkins Glen International for the running of the Go Bowling at the Glen. In the race analysis, today's event will take place over 36 laps. The stages are split up into thirds, with Stage 1 ending on lap 12 and Stage 2 ending on lap 24. Point leader Ryan Blaney wins the pole at the Glen above Mid-Ohio stage winner Adam Andretti. In third is Kevin Harvick, then A.J. Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Jones, Parker Kligerman pulling off a surprise 8th place qualifying position, Jack Hawksworth in 9th, and Ross Chastain round out the top 10.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And there's the green flag at the Glen. Pole sitter Blaney off to a good jump. Into turn number 1, cuts up in front of the 44 of Andretti. Kevin Harvick and A.J. Allmendinger battle for third. Harvick taking the position. Allgaier up into fourth. Now the 4 car to the inside of the 44. They almost made contact coming up the hill. The 42 and 4 cars run side by side down the back straight into the chicane. The 4 car into the grass, and the 42 takes up third. Now the 16 and 20 cars battle for 5th position. Eric Jones taking up the spot. Now Hawksworth and Jones battle for 5th position as Ryan Blaney will lead lap 1. Here comes Kligerman on the inside of Martin Truex Jr. Those two battle for 8th position. The 69 car will take up the spot. Now he makes a run on the inside of the 16, challenging for 7th. Coming up to side draft, Allmendinger down the long back straightaway into the chicane. And Allmendinger will remain in 7th. The 19 car moves back up into 8th with the 69 dropping to 9th. With one mistake coming out of the chicane, lost 2 positions. Now we got a battle for 2nd position. The 42 car of Allgaier right on the back bumper of Andretti. Now takes a look to the inside, entering the chicane. The 44 cuts him off. Just about all the top 5 cars ran through the grass exiting the chicane. Now the 44 putting about 1 car length between himself and the 42 exiting turn 5. Ryan Blaney picking up right where he left off at the Loudon Road course by leading every lap so far in this race. And ever since that race, still no one else has led a lap on a road course. Ever since a near win at Pocono, Eric Jones has had a extremely quiet season. Runs quite far outside the playoff running order, will have to win a race to make it in, but presently resides in 6th position, getting another good run out of the 20. Your top 5 at the moment is Blaney above Andretti, Allgaier, Harvick, and Hawksworth, with the ongoing battle for 2nd spot continuing between the 42 and 44. Andretti starting to reel in that 12 car once again. The lead back down to 7/10 of a second between the 12 and 44, but Andretti has to deal with the 42 of Allgaier filling up his mirror. Here comes Allgaier back to the inside of the 44 through the chicane. And once again, Andretti clears him in the run into turn 5. Denny Hamlin just got around his teammate Martin Truex Jr. That moves the 11 car up in the 9th spot. This is a battle around 16th position between Hendrick Motorsports teammates Bowman and Johnson. Johnson taking up the spot, and make note of a new sponsor on the 18 car of Kyle Busch, Appalachia State University, represented on that 18. Here comes Hawksworth to the inside of Kevin Harvick entering turn 6. This is the battle for 4th position. Look at that around the outside. The 69 car of Parker Kligerman gets around the 20. That moves Kligerman up and around 7th position. Hawksworth taking up 4th. A.J. Allmendinger around the outside line has taken up 6th in the 16 car. 12 car once again extending his lead above the 44. It's now out to a little bit over 1 second, separating the 12 and 44 cars. Look at this intense battle for position. That's for 6th spot between the 20 and 16. And exiting turn 7, the 20 car of Eric Jones has taken up 6th. Looks like the 69 car of Parker Kligerman will move up into 7th. Martin Truex Jr. on the inside of A.J. Allmendinger has just taken up 8th spot, getting around the 16 as the 20 and 69 cars battle for 6th. And don't forget about rookie Cole Custer in the 41 car, currently runs in 11th spot, challenging Hamlin for 10th. You know, Adam Andretti has really brought some spark to RPM, at least on the road courses, as currently the 44 car runs in 2nd spot, but the 43 runs all the way back in 41st position. But as I say that, here comes the 42 car of Justin Allgaier to the inside of Andretti, inches ahead into 2nd position up the S's. Another close battle for 2nd into the chicane. Allgaier tried diving it in. He's going to have to go through the grass and slides right up in front of the 44 to take up 2nd. With the 42 and 44 battling for 2nd spot, the 12 car's got about 2-second lead, and the 5 car of Hawksworth has gotten up into this battle. Although Larson won the race at Sonoma earlier this year, presently he runs in 19th position, not getting a very good run out of that 57, as he tries taking up 18th, getting around Tyler Ankrum, now into 17th, getting around Jimmy Johnson. Pretty good run through turn 1 for the 57. Now battle for 6 with Denny Hamlin and Kligerman going at it. Hamlin going to try and slide up in front of the 69, couldn't quite do it. As they run side by side through turn 5, looks like Denny Hamlin has got the position. Now just 2 laps to go in stage 1, with Ryan Blaney setting the pace, almost 3 seconds in front of 2nd position Justin Allgaier. Then in 3rd, it is Adam Andretti, shortly behind. 6th spot has been taken by the 20 car of Eric Jones, getting around the 11. Now it looks like Parker Kligerman will take up the 7th position, getting around Hamlin as well. A.J. Allmendinger must have made contact with someone. There is a wrinkle in the front end of that 16, and he has started to drop down positions quite rapidly, being passed by the 55, and now it looks like the 41 going for the position, although Allmendinger holds him off into the carousel. And there's the white flag in stage 1 for Ryan Blaney. The 42 car did cut down his lead quite significantly. It's down to around 2 seconds. But I don't think Allgaier is going to have a shot at the stage win. Parker Kligerman has gotten around the 20 car of Eric Jones. That moves the 69 up into 6th. On the last lap in the stage, here comes the 5 car battling the 44 for 3rd position. Looks like he's not going to be able to take up the spot, getting around Andretti. As Ryan Blaney will win stage 1, crossing the start-finish line. The 42 car of Allgaier in 2nd, then Andretti 3rd, Hawksworth 4th, and in 5th is Kevin Harvick. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So now it looks like we're going to have pretty much every lead lap car hit the pits. And the first car off pit road is Blaney, getting out in front of Allgaier, then Andretti, Hawksworth, and Hamlin. There's the green flag for stage 2. Allgaier gets a very good restart on the 12 car, right to the back bumper as they enter turn 1. Oh, Hawksworth and Andretti almost made contact coming out of turn 1. The 5 car tried pushing the issue to move up into 3rd. And look at who has driven his way up into 6th position, getting around Kevin Harvick. That's Martin Truex Jr. in the 19 car, right to the back bumper of his teammate Denny Hamlin, battling him for 5th. Now Truex to the inside of Hamlin. That 19 car, the defending winner here at Watkins Glen, trying to move up into 5th. And while that battle continues, a battle for 2nd formed there for a moment, but the 42 cars shut the door on the 44. The 19 car slides through the grass, and now Kevin Harvick up to his outside. Denny Hamlin retains 5th position. The 44 car of Andretti starting to fall back slightly. The 5 car of Hawksworth right on his back bumper. Cole Custer and Parker Kligerman currently battle for 8th position. The 69 and 41 cars coming out of the carousel. And look at who has finally made his way up into the top 10. That's the 18 car of Kyle Busch. Here comes the 5 to the inside of the 44. Hawksworth challenging for third. Into turn 1, Andretti trying to dive it into the corner. And Adam Andretti will hold the third position. Still Ryan Blaney dominating the race. Almost put a 1 second separation already above Allgaier. Here comes Denny Hamlin to the inside of the 5 car. That's the battle for 4th position. Coming through the S's. Hamlin's going to try and make it stick coming into the chicane. Dives into the corner. Going to slide through the grass and right up in front of the 5 car of Hawksworth. Denny Hamlin moves into 4th. Allgaier's not letting Blaney run away with the lead, though. The gap between 1st and 2nd has been cut down to around 6/10. And now Hawksworth and Harvick battle for position. Kevin Harvick on the outside line will move up into 5th spot, getting around Hawksworth. Here comes Andretti, almost made contact with the 42 car coming into turn 6. But Allgaier will retain the 2nd position. Here comes the 69 on the inside of the 41. That will move Kligerman up into 8th position. And with Blaney dominating, we've had a relatively calm race. So far, we have not had a caution due to contact. Jan Magnussen has already had an extremely eventful race. He qualified the 33 car in 38th position, and he's driven his way up into 22nd spot. Here comes Hamlin, almost getting a push from Harvick to the inside of the 44. But Andretti cuts him off entering the chicane. The 44 car still remains in 3rd. And the battle for 3rd continues between the 44 and 11. Now Hamlin trying the outside line into turn 7. Ooh, Harvick slid out of the corner. Almost lost it coming out of the final corner as the 44 still remains in 3rd position. Now Hawksworth battling Harvick for the position. And guess who's taking advantage of this checkup? That's Martin Truex Jr. getting around the 69 and 5 in the same move. That moves Truex up into 6th. And we really have a battle forming for 3rd spot. As you see the 44 kind of holding up the 11, the 4 car right behind Hamlin, and the 19 closing ground. And now we have pit stops. Got several cars coming down pit road trying to short pit the stage. Martin Truex Jr. will stay out as we now take the white flag in stage 1. Truex is now your leader above Hawksworth, then DiBenedetto, Allmendinger, and Christopher Bell. And take a look at some of the top 5 cars that stayed out. They're either not running for points like Hawksworth and Allmendinger, or they already have wins securing them into the playoffs, so they can take these kinds of risks before the playoffs begin down in Darlington. And coming out of turn 7, through strategy, Martin Truex Jr. will cross the start-finish line as the Stage 2 winner. Jack Hawksworth in 2nd, Matt Benedetto in 3rd, in 4th it is AJ Allmendinger, and in 5th it is Christopher Bell. NASCAR on Speed Station is being brought to you by Built by Me Chassis and Engine Parts, by Smeat Heat, the real canned meat paste, and by Start & Park, the official motel brand of NASCAR. So now all the cars that stayed out during the stage are pitting, and it looks like Ryan Blaney will retake the lead by staying out. Then comes the 42 and 44 cars, assuming 2nd and 3rd. And the first car off pit road is Truex getting out in front of Hawksworth, then DiBenedetto, Christopher Bell, and AJ Allmendinger. And there's the green flag for the final stage, just 10 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Alrighty, here comes the 11 car of Denny Hamlin to the inside of the 44. Looks like Hamlin will take up 3rd, Parker Kligerman trying to make up spots on the inside with the 11 as well. Kligerman into 4th. Hamlin with a run right to the back bumper of the 42, now tries taking a look down to the inside, entering the chicane down the back straight. But the 42 car cuts him off entering the corner. Hamlin ran the chicane a little bit wide, lost a little bit of time on the 42. Oh man, Ryan Newman almost lost it coming off of turn 7. Here's a replay, he makes contact with Tyler Ankrum, nearly loses the car. Now we have a battle for 2nd position between the 11 and 42. And Denny Hamlin will take second in the runoff to the chicane. Now the 69 car battling the 42 for third position. The 38 car of John Hunter Nemechek had to make an emergency pit stop for a blown tire. Here comes Kligerman right to the inside of the 42 in the battle for third. As you see, Denny Hamlin is closed right up to the back bumper of Ryan Blaney. At the start-finish line, it will be Kligerman to run in third position. Coming out of turn one, though, the 42 car lunges ahead, back up into the position. Now a battle for the lead. Denny Hamlin challenging Blaney. They almost make contact up the hill. Now the 11 car inches ahead down the back straight. Can Hamlin cut up in front of the 12, or will they run side by side? Hamlin runs it a little bit wide, but he will slide up right in front of Blaney. We have a new leader, Denny Hamlin out front. Oh, Blaney is not letting him get away with it, though. The 12 car is pulled right up to the back bumper of the 11. As once again, battle for third position, the 69 on the outside of the 42. Look at this with just less than 10 laps to go. The top 5 cars practically run under a blanket right now, all within 1 second of race leader Denny Hamlin. Here comes Blaney with a run on Hamlin. The battle for the lead is not over. Up the S's, they run side by side. The 11 car, though, re-clears Blaney. And once again, the 69 car to the outside of the 42 through the chicane. Kligerman gets into the grass, and the 42 car remains in third. Even though we haven't had any cautions so far, this race is not without excitement, with an intense battle for the lead as we approach just 5 laps to go. Look at this, the 12 car of Blaney right on the back bumper of Hamlin. Now makes the move to the inside in turn 1. And Blaney retakes it. Now the 69 car of Parker Kligerman moves up into third. Adam Andretti on the inside of the 4 car of Harvick, battling the 2014 Series champion for 5th. Look at this, we've got quite the battle for 6th position between the 44, 1, and 41. Still the 44 car holds the spot, but Kurt Busch right on his back bumper. Once again, we have a 3-man race for the lead between Blaney, Hamlin, and Kligerman. And do not forget about pit strategy. These front runners pitted just a little bit before guys like Truex, who could go longer on fuel than these front runners. Just 3 laps to go. Denny Hamlin still right on the back bumper of Blaney. Kligerman still in the mix. All guys are starting to drop back and forth. Here comes Hamlin down to the inside, entering the chicane. Blaney not giving him the preferred line. Hamlin has to lift. But still, Blaney cannot cut down in front of the 11 on the exit of the carousel. Now they run side by side into turn number 6. Coming out of the final corner, they still run side by side for the lead as we now see 2 laps to go at Watkins Glen. Blaney leads the lap. Hamlin looks like he's going to be able to take it into turn 1. He's got the preferred line. And Denny Hamlin has cleared Ryan Blaney into turn 2. And onto the front straight. There is the white flag for Denny Hamlin at Watkins Glen. Ryan Blaney still well within striking distance, only about 4/10 behind. Ryan Blaney is right there entering turn number 6, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get around Denny Hamlin. And onto the front straightaway. Denny Hamlin will win his series-leading 4th win of the season at Watkins Glen. So Denny Hamlin wins a completely caution-free race at Watkins Glen. And by the way, all 41 cars finished. We didn't even have a single mechanical failure. Then Ryan Blaney in 2nd, Parker Kligerman with a surprise 3rd-place finish, Justin Allgaier in 4th, Kevin Harvick in 5th, Adam Andretti 6th, Brandon Jones 7th, Kurt Busch 8th, Martin Truex Jr. 9th, and Cole Custer round out the top 10. Ryan Blaney once again has a larger point lead above now second place Kevin Harvick. It's 71 points separating first and second. Then Clint Boyer drops down to third in points. Kurt Busch stays in fourth. Truex stays in fifth. Denny Hamlin, with his series-leading fourth win of the season, moves up to sixth. Joey Logano falls down to seventh. Kyle Busch moves up to eighth. Matt Benedetto moves up to ninth. And Chase Briscoe falls down to 10th. And in the playoff standings, once again, we have had 16 different winners, so every spot is taken up by a winner. We'll take a 17th different winner to turn this into a point battle for the 16th and final spot in the playoffs. The next race is race 25. That means we are 2 races within the start of the playoffs at Richmond for the Toyota Owners 400. You can catch it all right here on the Speed Station.